Coffee crusted chicken with cafe latte barbecue sauce, because barbecued chicken doesn't have to be burnt. Cinnamon chipotle brine chicken. This one may contain a lot of ingredients, but it's really simple to make. And spatchcock game hens with basil marinade. That basil has such a great fresh smell. When bird meets grill, everyone eats well. I'm Stephen Raichlen, and from the beautiful Tubac Golf Resort in southern Arizona, it's time to grill. When I was growing up, barbecue meant chicken marinated in sweet barbecue sauce, grilled burnt black on the outside, still raw in the center, and perfumed with essence of lighter fluid. Well, if that sounds familiar, listen up. I'm going to show you how to grill chicken that does America's favorite bird justice. This coffee-crusted chicken dish is my version of good old-fashioned barbecued chicken. The rub is made with ground coffee. The barbecue sauce contains a shot of espresso. And it's a grilled chicken dish that's really designed to wake you up. Here's an idea to make you sit up and take notice. Barbecued chicken with coffee rub, mocha mop, and cafe latte barbecue sauce. And it starts with 2 half chickens. Now, using poultry shears, cut off any excess pieces of skin or bone. Next, make the rub. It starts with ground coffee, granulated sugar, sweet paprika, salt, and cracked or freshly ground black pepper. Mix the ingredients for the rub with your fingers so you can break up any lumps that may be in the sugar. Sprinkle the chicken with the rub on both sides, massaging it into the meat. You can certainly cook the chicken right away, but it will have even more flavor if you let it marinate in the refrigerator for 4 to 6 hours. To judge from the amount of poultry served at American barbecues, chicken is one of our favorite foods to grill. And to judge from the amount of burnt chicken or uncooked chicken served at American barbecues, it's one of the dishes we need the most help with. To achieve that authentic smoke flavor, it's best to cook the chicken on a charcoal grill. Best way to light charcoal is in a chimney starter, natural lump charcoal in the top, and either a piece of crumpled newspaper or a paraffin fire starter in the bottom. Advantage of the chimney, it funnels the heat upwards so the coals light uniformly. Now we want to set up the grill for classic indirect grilling. Rake some of the coals out on one side and some of the coals out on the other. Push the coals so the grill is open in the center. Place a drip pan between the mound of coals. And this is as much to help you set up the fire for proper indirect grilling as it is to catch the drippings from the chicken. Okay, place the grill grate on top, take the chicken and arrange it on the grate away from the heat over the drip pan. And finally, to generate the smoke flavor, a handful of hickory or oak chips on each mound of charcoal. I've soaked the chips in coffee to keep up with our coffee theme. Soaking the chips enables them to smolder rather than catch fire. Now, let me talk about the method I'm using here a minute. I call this smoke roasting. I actually prefer smoke roasting the chicken at a moderate temperature at 350 degrees to the traditional low and slow barbecue. True, barbecue gives you very moist, succulent chicken, but you know what? The skin comes out leathery. And for me, the best part of the chicken is crackling, crisp skin. Simply cover the grill, and is this right? No. You want the vent holes in the center so the smoke is drawn evenly over the bird, and adjust this top vent so you achieve a temperature of about 350 degrees. On a chicken this size, cooking time will be about an hour and a quarter. The beauty of coffee, it's very aromatic, it's a little bit bitter, it's a little bit sweet. It plays to a lot of different sensations on your taste buds. And with a rich meat like chicken, it's absolutely fantastic. Mop sauces are something of an anomaly in the world of barbecue sauce. They don't taste particularly good in themselves, but they're critical in adding an extra layer of flavor and moisture. This one, in keeping with our coffee theme, starts with coffee, cocoa, salt, and beer. And what do you notice about this mop sauce? It contains not 1 ounce of sugar. Simply whisk these ingredients until mixed. And we'll apply this to the barbecued chicken. So it's been about 45 minutes, and you can start mopping the chicken. Use a barbecue mop, or if you don't have one, you can use a simple basting brush. The idea of the mop sauce, again, it adds an extra layer of flavor and it helps keep the bird moist during cooking. So cover the grill about another half an hour, and we'll mop every 15 minutes. The cooking time for the chicken halves about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes. So what about that barbecue sauce? Well, I only mention it at the end because many chickens have been doomed by putting the sauce on too early. This is a cafe latte barbecue sauce. The recipe is on the website, and I brush it on the last 2 minutes of cooking. Then turn the chicken and place it directly over the fire to sizzle the sauce into the skin. See, if you put the sauce on too early, the sugar will burn before the chicken is completely cooked. A little barbecue sauce and a bonus recipe, barbecued beans. You'll find the recipe on the website. This sure isn't like the barbecue chicken I grew up on. Brining is another technique you use to combat another challenge of cooking chicken, which is its tendency to dry out on the grill. And a brine is simply a marinade made with salt and sugar and water. And by the mystical process of osmosis, when you place a piece of chicken or a whole chicken in the brine, the meat absorbs the brine. It's a common problem, chicken that comes off the grill dry. There's a simple solution: cure it in a brine. A brine is nothing more than a saltwater-based marinade. This one may contain a lot of ingredients, but it's really simple to make. So first, the whole spices: cinnamon, and cloves, which you know, and fennel seed, and star anise, which has a smoky licorice flavor. Roast the whole spices in a dry skillet over medium heat until they start to release some of their aromatic oils. Next, coriander, hot pepper flakes, dried thyme, chopped flat leaf parsley, cocoa powder, bay leaves. Don't forget to stir your roasted spices so they don't burn. Granulated sugar, brown sugar, coarse sea salt. We're gonna have a contrast of sweet and salty in this brine. And then chipotle chilies, which are smoked jalapeno chilies for both heat and smoke. And the juices from the chipotle chilies, those are called adobo. Garlic, and a little liquid smoke. And last of all, the roasted spices, and the aromatic oils are incredible. Okay, place these ingredients in a large container and add water at room temperature. See, I'll just use it to dissolve those spices. Now whisk this mixture until the sugar and salt is dissolved. And that's all there is to making the brine. This is a 6-pound roasting chicken. Let me show you a cool way to truss it. First of all, tuck the wingtips under the wings. And then come in with a bamboo skewer through and under the bone in one drumstick. Then twist it around. Come through and under the bone of the other drumstick. Then twist the skewer and poke it through the bottom of the bird. By the way, I learned this technique from my son Jake, who's a chef in New York. And why do you truss a chicken? Well, it just looks more pleasing than a bird that's sort of flopping all over the place. Place the chicken in the brine. Make sure the brine is cold. To keep the bird submerged, you can place a zip-top bag filled with water on top. Okay, place the brine chicken in the refrigerator and marinate it for 24 hours. I told you this would be simple. The beauty of the brine is that it makes the bird moist. This brine also contains a tremendous amount of flavor thanks to the fresh herbs, the chipotle chilies, cinnamon sticks. If you've ever found grilled chicken to be bland, this is for you. Well, this chicken has been brined for 24 hours. Just take it out of the brine and put it over here to drain. How does brining work? Well, remember your high school chemistry? It's a process called osmosis. The brine has a greater mineral density than the liquid in the chicken. It wants to achieve equilibrium, so the brine actually flows into the chicken, making the chicken both moist and incredibly flavorful. Now, there are lots of grills and smokers you could use to cook the chicken. We're using a pellet smoker, and pellet smokers have gotten a lot of attention recently. How do they work? Well, they use these pellets of compressed hardwood sawdust, and you place the pellets in the hopper, then turn on the smoker, and at a lower temperature, the smoker smokes only. You can also increase the temperature to a higher temperature to roast, so it's kind of a smoker roaster. So put the chicken in the smoker. And I'm going to smoke roast it at 325 degrees for about 2 hours. Chicken presents a very unique set of problems for the grill master. Why? First of all, it must be cooked completely, all the way through. Okay, you cannot serve rare or medium rare chicken in this day and age without taking your life in your hands. Second of all, chicken is loaded with fat, especially American chicken. So if you use the wrong method, let's say if you try and direct grill fatty piece of chicken with the skin on, your grill will soon turn into a flaming conflagration. The chicken looks perfect, but we'll check, as we always do, with an instant read meat thermometer, looking for 170 degrees at the thigh. Excellent. So now we can take out the bird. You may be surprised that I roasted the chicken at such a high temperature, 350 degrees. Well, the reason is simple. If you want crackling, crisp skin, you have to cook it at a higher temperature. So let's see how we did here. This is so juicy and the spice flavor is incredible. So the next time you want to grill moist chicken, don't forget to brine it. Well, the first time I had chicken under a brick was in Florence in Tuscany in Italy. There are actually two regions in Italy that claim its parentage, Rome and Tuscany, both very serious eating places, I may add. They both claim to have invented it. It's a pretty important dish. Travel the world's barbecue trail and you'll find poultry under a brick on several continents. There are many advantages. The brick seems to compact the flesh, keeping it moist and giving you crackling, crisp skin. Besides, the process looks really tough, and you can never underestimate the importance of looking cool at the grill. This is a game hen, and the first step is to remove the backbone by making lengthwise cuts with poultry shears. What I'm doing here is called spatchcocking, and it enables you to cook a whole bird using direct grilling. So open the game hen up like a book, insert the tip of the knife through the breastbone, and then simply run your fingers along the sternum and pop out the bone. Next, make a cut in the skin between the legs and tuck the ends of the drumsticks through the slit. Finally, tuck the wingtips under the wings. And that is all there is to spatchcocking a game hen. You can see you'll be able to direct grill this like a chicken breast. There's another advantage to spatchcocking, and that is because you take a big round bird and you flatten it out, you maximize the amount of surface area exposed to both the marinade and the seasonings and also the fire. So it's a great way to enhance the flavor of chicken or game hen. Now, the marinade is a sort of pesto made without the nuts and cheese. It starts with fresh basil, whole garlic, salt, freshly ground black pepper, and grind these ingredients together. Then add the liquid ingredients, extra virgin olive oil, freshly squeezed lemon juice, and enough water to thin the mixture to pourable consistency. And pour the marinade over the game hens. That basil has such a great fresh smell. Lift the game hens up to make sure the marinade coats both sides. Then put the game hens in the refrigerator and marinate for at least 4 hours or as long as overnight. Now the brick, and when I said brick, I really mean it. The ideal brick is one of these shallow paving bricks. And you wrap it in aluminum foil, shiny side out. You can also use a metal grill press. So I'm working on a gas grill, which I have preheated to medium high. Don't forget to give the grill a quick brush with your wire brush and oil the grate with either a folded paper towel or a cotton oiling cloth dipped in vegetable oil. No need to use extra virgin olive oil. Okay, now the cool part. Cooking time, about 8 to 12 minutes. By the way, even though this is an oil-based marinade, check it out, there are really no flare-ups. And I'm gonna leave the grill lid open. First of all, I wanna monitor the cooking. Second of all, this process looks so cool. I wanna make sure everybody sees it. The beauty of the stone is that it presses and compacts the meat, which gives the meat and the skin a very crusty consistency. Another advantage is because you're cooking the chicken covered, it prevents it from drying out. And if you like, you can give each hen a quarter turn to lay on a crosshatch of grill marks. You know what a fanatic I am about my grill marks. Italians call this pollo al matone. Mexicans call it pollo a la piedra. I call it a fantastic way to grill poultry. So how do you know when it's time to turn the bird? Cook the hens until golden brown on one side, and then you can turn each one over. Don't be afraid to get in there with your hands. Okay, well the game hens look done. How do I know? Give them the poke test. They feel firm to the touch. Of course, another way to check is with our trusty instant read meat thermometer. Insert it into the deepest part of the thigh. It should read about 170 degrees. These birds are crusty and beautiful. Game hens under a brick, because some questions in barbecue deserve a weighty response. If you love chicken and you love basil, this is paradise. So now you know the secret to grilling poultry without undercooking it or burning it. See you next time. Can grilling make an ordinary cook extraordinary? Well, I sure like to think so, but you have to know what you're doing. And a lot of people confuse grilling with burning. Okay, grilled food is great, burnt food is not so great. What we try and do on the Primal Grill is teach you how to grill food, not burn it.